Hello everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And if you are joining from New Zealand or Australia, then it's good morning for you. And for me, it's right now it's midnight. So I welcome you all to my topic on Lightup on this Lightup virtual conference on sharing and securing content on Microsoft Teams. And but before that, I just want to show that because the Light Up have is coming up with a fantastic concept of donating, supporting UNICEF for the cause, so especially on during the COVID-19 to save children. So do participate in this one, and also thanks to all the sponsors who are supporting this event to make it possible. So spirit thanks to them also, and especially C Sharp Corner and the Tech Platform who are the organizers, one of the organizers. And do take this screenshot of this screen, and at the end of the session you can share the feedback about me and also about the event, so that we can make it more better in future. And now an overview about me, that my name is Adnan Amin and I'm a senior Microsoft consultant at PCM, which is acquired by Insight. Insight is a Fortune 500 companies, and I having over 15 years of experience of working on Microsoft technologies. I started my career as a developer back in 2004, 2005, and working on SharePoint for past 11 years, and working on Microsoft Cloud technologies for almost 5 or 6 years. I'm a Microsoft MVP since 2015, and I'm also a Microsoft Certified Trainer for 2009. I am MVP on for Office apps and services, and earlier my core area of expertise was SharePoint, and I was also MCT regional lead for Pakistan for almost 5 years, from 2012 to 2017. And my favorite topics on which I usually speak are SharePoint, and I really love to work on are migrations, PowerShell scripting, Microsoft Teams, custom development on SharePoint, and being an MVP and expert on working on modern technologies. I am a technology evangelist and blogger at mstechtalk.com and speaker to various events in local, and also right now I'm participating in various events virtually on online events, and also a community contributor on different tech forums. You can reach out to me on my Twitter, on my my blog, and also on my YouTube channel, which I recently have started. And I will be sharing all these details which I am discussing today in more deeper way on my YouTube channel, because we do not have provision to complete all the services on one session, because it could take couple of hours. So I will be sharing all those details on my YouTube channel. So let's start. So what we will be discussing today, I will give you an overview about security, which is available on Microsoft Teams, because this is one of the key area for any application, especially when we are living in a world of data. We know that we need to keep everything secure, and how to manage it, and how we and can share it with the specific peoples, especially when we have secure content and some content for the public use. How to manage those things? I will be sharing all these details with you today. And then, if you already have worked on Teams or not, this could be very beneficial for you. That I will tell you that what are the public different type of teams which we can create. What is the difference between them? And I will also walk through it on Microsoft Teams by creating teams. Then I will allow you guest access, because it's a possibility that there are users in your organization who are part of a team or who are using Teams, but there could be some other users who are not part of your organization, and they are participating in they want to join some of the meetings or some do some contribution for your company, like for one of I want to join the team of my customer, or I am joining them as a vendor. So whatever the case, if I give you example of this conference, I'm joining this team as a guest user. So how we can allow guest users for the teams, and some organizations do not allow guest users. So I will be sharing those details with you, and also customizing this permissions. Now here comes the permissions, that whenever there are few things, that when you create a team and all the members have all the members of the team, either those are external users or from your organization, they all will have the same access, same contribute access or membership access. They can modify all the content and can view all the content. So how you can secure them that content also. And then at the end, I will tell you about some of the key areas of managing security in Microsoft Teams, which are enabling sensitivity labels on the organization, and how we can restrict guest access and on sites and down guest access, and also secure restrict user access on secure content on documents which having NPI data or social security numbers, things like that. So that would be very interesting, that how we can create policies which could be applied on the teams. So before that, I would like to I like that you all can submit this fill in this survey, because this will be very helpful for me to get your feedback at the very start, so that I can understand that and I can understand the audience level. I'm also copying this on my chat on the question. I just also copied it on the chat. So if you can on the question answer session, so you can just go there and fill up the survey. And why I need this? I need this to verify that what is the level of the audience which who are joining this session, so that I can go accordingly. It will hardly take 1 minute for you guys. So you guys are quick. And why I went for this survey? I'm doing this survey because because before that, when I was speaking to any public event, we interact with the audience directly. But now, due to COVID-19, I do not have I do not know your experience or how I can interact with you. So these type of surveys are very useful. If you are going to speak in any future event, you should be using these sort of surveys to engage the audience with you, and also get the input from them on various locations. So now I have the response now. So everyone have Office 365 tenant. That's very good. So so all are having good access on understanding about Microsoft Teams and SharePoint. So all having administrative access. That's good. So good to know that almost all having the very good expertise on the Teams already. So more are so that would be a good interactive session then. So I am going back to the slide now, and so if I talk about Microsoft Team Security, what comes in? If the very basics, when you create a team, there are three types of team sites which you can create. One is public teams, where all the members on your on all the members on your organization will have access. They will just need the permissions. They will ask you to join, and they can join the teams. They can see the teams on your site, and and the private teams are those where user need access, and organization you know, the site team owner can only add the members to the team, and those members can be from your organization or can be external users, which we call as guest users. And the third one is organization wide users. It means that every user in your organization will be automatically will be added to that team. Either that could be an external user or part of you or part of your organization. There, all those will be automatically added to the teams, and we can enable and disable the guest access for the team from the organization setting of Office 365 tenant and also from team admin tenant. Yeah, as you already have experience of working on teams, so you already know, most of you already know that how to manage these things. And then allowing specific organizations for guest access, and you can also restrict organizations that which only which organization will be allowed to have guest access. You can specify the domains for those organizations, and except those domains no one will be allowed on your organization as an external user. This could be restricted from especially from the SharePoint side, that you can verify, you can modify them, you can apply these things. And the last one is so using security labels, sensitivity labels. You can easily secure your sites, your teams. You can specify the policies that which teams could have uh, could allow guest access, or could allow sharing. And within documents, you can also specify that which documents could be viewed by the guests, or which could be viewed uh, by the team members, which team members are allowed to view, and either they are allowed to copy the content or print the documents, and how they will view the document, like they can only view document on web, or they want to, or they can view document on their client applications. And we can also manage the sensitivity labels in a way that the documents can only be viewed on managed devices. Managed devices are those which are linked with your Active Directory on Azure Active Identity. Like through Intunes, you have already all those devices are registered, like your smartphones or your laptops or tablets, and any device which is not registered with your network, the document will not be open on that one. I will show a brief overview about that one because I already have prepared my demo environment for that purpose, so that we can also have a quick walkthrough on that one. And one more thing which I will tell you here, the customization which I mentioned earlier, that how we can customize the security. Because if you already have experience of SharePoint, then it will be very easy for you to understand that how you can customize the security on the document libraries, on the documents, and can restrict user access on certain areas. And let me quick move to next. That now what I will do, that I will walk through that how we can create the teams, and what action and how we can customize the security. Let me check what will be the next one. Okay. So now I'm going to. So there are multiple ways for creating teams, and if you go to the, I'm just going to my. You can go to the team admin center from here. And also you can open teams.microsoft.com. Like here, if I go from here, it will open the team application. But I'm already connected to this meeting to Teams, so I will open it in browser instead of the client application. So here you can see that my team is connected here, and there are already few. This is the uh, team admin center. I can also create team from here, directly from here, that I will go to manage teams and can create a teams from here. But this view is only available to the team administrators, not to the normal users. So they can go to they can go here, and you can see here there are already few teams which I already have created. And one more thing, if you see here, when I create a team, because I uh, and here on previous screen, you can create a team with specific template where you can define, already have defined. For example, if I tell you about the example of a classroom, for example, if there's a grades, I already have created a team template for grade 6 where I have defined all different channels, which channels I will call as subjects. where different users have permissions or main users are already added. So next time, instead of recreating all that thing, I can use the templates. But now, right now, I'm going to create a team from scratch. And because I already have enabled sensitivity labels on my demo tenant, so I will not have option to select any team directly. I need to select one of the sensitivity label, and here few of them are already here. And I will tell you the details about them later on, that what is the purpose of this one and how I'm using them. But let me tell you that if I'm selecting this one, it will only allowing me to create the private teams, because I I configured it in a way that it will only allow to be created private teams only. Like I already have given some description on this one for the label for private teams, label for private teams and for internal and guest users. So this will also enable only private teams. This will allow label for teams and internal users with no file. This is a different one. And if I enable this one, public internal, it means that this will be for the public. Anyone from the organization can join. And the last one is anyone within your organization can automatically will be joined. So I'm creating the public one, and naming it as light on team green. So it will create the team and will start working on creating on the SharePoint site at the backend. I'm adding a user here with Alex as the admin user, and I am also adding a guest user. So here you can see that I do not have option to add a guest user because it is configured in a way that it's not allowing a guest user. You can see that it's saying that I'm unable to match the account. So I'm just creating a team here, adding these users whom I'm assigning one as an owner. And I'm now also creating one more team here with the team project. But here I'm using the private internal, and I think I selected the wrong team. Just let me. Sorry for because I have to select, I think, private internal. This could happen on Lightup because I created it 2 days back and I have because of the similar names. Yes. Here you can see that I can add the guest users here. Because I already have added myself as a guest user, so you can see here that because of the sensitivity label, it blocked my access on the other teams, but now it allowing the guest access here, and I haven't specified any of the restricted by domains, but it can be restricted that only specific domains are allowed. And so now we have the teams here. The SharePoint site for this site is not created yet, but for this one. It's for this one. It must be created till now. So I will show you the customization. Let me move on also on slide that what's next from there. So we went to the, and meanwhile we are going to For this one, I will also show you that meanwhile we will get the guest access here, the documents here. I will show you that how we can define the guest access for the organizations. So there are multiple ways to enable guest access for teams, for Office 365 groups or SharePoint sites. So one of the one is that you go to the organization settings, and from teams here you can, and it is also required when you are applying sensitivity labels that you already have configured gas properly, because there are a few of the settings which need to be configured properly. And mm, once these are configured properly, then you can work on sensitivity labels and create them. And it is not, if your organization policy do not require any guest users, then you do not need to configure the guest accounts. Mm. So I'm going to Microsoft Teams here. This can also be modified from the team organization setting. I will show you also. You need to enable the allow guest users in Teams. This is the company-wide settings, and also you can allow. I'm here on the organization setting on Office 365 Admin Center, and now here on the Office 365 groups. Here I also have added that let group owners and people outside your organization to groups. We need to enable this option. And there's also a setting for SharePoint on this page, where you can also enable guest users directly from here. And here you can, I have selected the option that the new and existing guests, that there could be new guests who can join the SharePoint site, and there could be the existing ones. And one more thing, if you go to Teams, on Teams channel, you have the organization setting options available. I am on Team Admin panel. Here you can also enable the guest access. Allow guest access here. And there are so many other settings which you can configure, which could be discussed in some other session. And similarly, if I go to the SharePoint Admin Center for the organization setting, if this is the SharePoint organization, I will go to the sharing setting on the policies. And here we can define that what access I want to give to SharePoint and also for the OneDrive. We need to keep the policy same throughout the organization so that it will not make any mess. And here on the more external settings, you can, by default it is selected to this option. By default it is selected to this option that allow guests to share item they don't create. So you need to remove this one. You can select this option that you want to allow guest access on your SharePoint sites. And also, if you want to specify any specific domains, you can also define the domains here. Even you can create the security groups here. This is for the security group. Sorry, the above option is for the domains, where you can add domains here. Allow, like I'm going to allow mstechtalk.com. It will allow mstechtalk on the allowed list. You can see here. And I can also add this couple of domains which I don't want to allow. And these are required when you want to make sure that no one can be added from any other XYZ domain. Now I am going back to the teams here, which I have created. Where is that theme? So I'm going to SharePoint site. So here you can, okay, now I am on Teams, and this is the view of Alex. You can see here Alex can see all the teams because I have added Alex as a owner here. You can see the view of of Adelaide. She is also a owner here. Let me just refresh the page here to make sure that she is logged in. So she can see the recently created teams where I added her. I added her on this one and the light on team green. And this is the guest account which I have created. And here you can see the guest user. And from guest user, I can also comment something. So what I will do now, if I go to SharePoint side, SharePoint security here, I have the option to customize the security for the team also, because why this customization is required, because with the start of COVID-19, I got couple of queries from different institutes where we have just as a for to make the online learning possible, we created the team sites for them so that they can get maximum things from them. So the challenges which are teacher, because right now we are the technical people and we know that how we can manage the things, but for the non-technical users, for the end users, how they can get the benefit of these things, that they have the requirement that there are a few teams which they want to give access to the users, but they don't want to allow users to modify any of the content, any of the document. And there were also teams which like for students, that student can only upload content on their folders only. The teacher don't want to create separate channels for each of the student, but they want to make sure that the student don't go to other students folders and can only submit assignment to their channels. So how we can manage these things? If you check this on Teams, it could look tough, but if you go to the SharePoint side, it would be, and if you have the expertise on SharePoint side on security management, then it would be very easy and could have very interesting output. So I'm going to SharePoint side now, opening it in SharePoint. Look what I will be going to do. I'm going to do site security, site permissions. Instead of site permissions, I'm going. So if you go to the site permissions, you will see that I'm going to advance. Here, there are two security groups which are added here. One is, I think this one having, I think I haven't added the owner here. Just a second. Okay, I think the owner is already part of the site administration group. So I'm going to the members group. Here you will see all the guest account and all the editors in this member group. If I remove this group from here, will there be any change for Alex? No. If I refresh the page for Alex here, if I go to Alex page, Alex and type in, but if Alex, I go to files, Alex can see all the files here, whatever the files are uploaded here. And let me also upload two files here so we can have some better understanding. And Alex can also view wiki portion here. There's nothing in wiki. So now I'm going to Adley page. So here, if you go to the home page, Adley, she can see the chat and she can type in. But if she go to files, you will see that she do not have any access here because we block her access. And same with wiki. And similarly, if I go to Adnan, the guest account, we will see the same behavior. So what I need to do now to give them limited access. One thing is that if I have more users, then it's better to have separate security groups for those purpose. But what I will do here, I'm going to add, because I want to give user access to the. One thing is that I'm going. Let me show you quickly here. If I go to the visitors group here and I give that member security group as lead access, then they will have the lead access. I just added the group here, and now what will the output for Alex here? That Alex can view the files, but she will not have option to upload a file or make any or modify a file. But if she go to wiki, she do not have she's she should not be having access on wiki. Let me verify what has somehow. She can view. Let me refresh the page. She- Just a second. Let me open the Alex page. Let me log in Alex on a separate page. Something went wrong on my side. Teams.microsoft. Oh, so now hopefully it will not be showing the edit option to Alex on the wiki. If I go to the journal here, you can see that user having the view access on documents, and same. I think user will not have the option to modify the wiki files, but she can only view the document. Same will be with Adnan. So, but I will move a bit quicker here because I need to cover a few more things here because we only have 25 minutes left. So now I'm going to the second option, that I will go to the documents here, where all the documents for the channels are listed here. And because we do not have any specific any other channel, so I'm going to general channel here and we'll go to its properties, its permissions here. and we'll stop the inheritance here. And many of you might have done this on SharePoint. So this will be the same way. And here you can remove the access for the users here. For example, I only want to allow Alex here edit access, but I do not want to allow Adnan as I only want to allow Adnan as guest access. So sorry, Adley, because Alex is also already part of the members group. Read access and let me refresh the page here. And here at the backend, you can see the visitor group is already there. It have the read access, so I do not need to assign uh, read access to Adnan directly. So if I go back to this one, and I will click on documents for Adley. So here you will see that she will be having options. It seems that I'm making some changes on wrong team. Oh, sorry. But I have done that because I have given her access, the wrong access. That's why she only having read access. I should have given her contribute access. Now she will be having option to upload the files and all these things. And if I go to the Adnan account here, you will see that this user can view the guest account can view the documents, but do not have access option to modify the documents. But meanwhile, user can view other parts of the teams. So this is how we can specify the security for the document level, content level. Now I will go to the next part, which is for the sensitivity levels. Now, what are sensitivity levels? Because these are used for, there are two ways of applying sensitivity levels on Office 365. One is on containers and the other is on content. Containers means it could be either Office 365 group or it's Microsoft Teams, or it could be a SharePoint site collection. And when I talk about content means the documents which are stored in Office documents which are stored in Microsoft in SharePoint. Either you're uploading it to Teams or directly in SharePoint or in OneDrive or within, or also for your email, that you can also protect your emails by sensitivity labels. And and for the documents, you can also mark them. You can also brand them, like you can add some for the secured content. You can add some watermark on them, or can add some header and footer text when someone print those documents on, or try to copy them. And also you can receive, as I told you at the start, that you can also receive the access that only managed devices file can only be accessed from the managed devices, or either or from the browser only, that these files can only be allowed from the browsers. But there are sometimes we get some limitations because of the file size or formulas used in an Excel file, or could be any other reason that we cannot restrict to the browser only. So, but manage devices option is a very good for secure the content. And you can also restrict guest access on the secure content. So I will show you that how I configured this thing, and what are the options which I have selected and what you need to do for different tasks. So I'm going, if I go to the Office 365 tenant here, I told you about the sharing that there are multiple ways to enable external sharing. And now if you go to the Active Directory, there is one more thing that you need to enable you need to create the sensitivity labels and also need to enable the uh, some permissions for the and allow which users are allowed to create the add the users. I have to go to this option. I went to the external identities, then click on external collaboration settings, and here we need to do some organization-wide settings. Like by default, members can invite external users. You need to disable this option. Guests can invite. You need to disable this option, and you have to select these two options. That guest users permissions are limited, so that they cannot move. They will be having restricted access on your tenant, and also admin and users in the guest inviter role can invite. So there is a guest inviter role which we create, and only those users can invite a guest. It's not possible that if I do not have, I am not part of that inviter group, then I cannot invite any guests to any of the team. So this is how you can also restrict users to add to invite others external guest users on a team. And now if I go to the settings again, I'm just closing these ones. And I need to go to compliance to security or compliance. I can also go from the compliance center. I'm going to security here, and here under classifications, you can see that there is option to create sensitivity labels. And here, if I can show you that I already have created a couple of sensitivity labels here. So just say on high level, I created the first four which I have created are the container level, and the last two are for the documents. I created separate sensitivity labels for the containers, like for the team level settings, and separate for the documents, which I will also show you shortly. So what you need when you create a label here, you need to enter the name. Let me show you the existing one, because when we create a sensitivity level, it will take some time to provision. And when you are creating it for the first time, you will see these options, but this site and group option will be missing. This is for the container where you want to deploy it, apply it. So for that one, you need to enable some of the roles using PowerShell. I'm showing you some of the PowerShell commandlets here. Like if you for this machine where I'm giving you a demo, it's a very new machine and I haven't installed anything on that one yet. So I installed module Azure AD preview module here on this machine, then connected to Azure AD, pass my global admin credentials, and then I have executed this template setting. And before that, if I open that setting values, let me check if it asks for authentication. Okay, here you can see it lists the different settings which on the system. By default, the first one, which is for enable M MIP labels, is set to false. You need to enable this one by simply calling this parameter within the parameter on settings and marking it true. And once it is done, it will take some time, about 10 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And after that, you will see this option site and group settings on the screen. And if I move next, you can name it something and you can add a description so that you can easily understand that what is the purpose of this permission. So here I'm not doing any encryption. Encryption is done on the documents. And if I select this option, then you will see that it will be showing me different options here. So I will be discussing on the document where I have applied it. I am marking it as none. And this is not required here because content marking is applied on documents because it's a container level. So here where I'm applying the settings here. There are three types of policies. One is for public. Anyone can access the site or team, whatever you say. Private, only members can access, means only members of that site can access who are edit. On none, let user choose who can access the site. It means that I will allow that who will have the access. So I'm selecting the first one, public, and allow full access from desktop apps, mobile apps, and web. Means I'm not restricting it to any device. And similarly, allow limited or web only, where I am going to block access. And block access means only managed devices are allowed. And if I enable this one, this option, it will allow guest users to be added to the team. I'm disabling this one. I'm now going to next one. I'm not auto labeling the document, so leaving this for now, and I can review the settings from here. And similarly, if I quickly review the other options, other sensitivity levels which I have created, so that we can have a quick overview on those also. So here you can see that I created one where I have allowed limited and web only, and named it as it is a private one. Let me know if you can hear me properly, because I'm just getting the option of some bad network connectivity here.
Yes, Adnan, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you just
So
have 15 more minutes. So
sure,
I think
I
people
will.
ask questions as well. If you can see in your Q&A sections, did you answer all those questions? What's the team mode? Would guest needs Microsoft account?
Yeah, I will just complete this one, and then I will switch back to those questions.
Okay, sure.
I just need a few more minutes here.
Of
And
course.
similarly for the external one, I can show you the settings of this one. So this is how where I have allowed the guest access, where I have added the guest one. And if I go to the confidential documents here I have created two type of documents. One which are highly secured, and one are confidential, that where I am applying some of the watermarks. So I'm not encrypting the document here, but I'm adding some bending here. Like I have added the watermark here, and also text here, and I'm not applying it on any of the site and settings, because this will be on for the document only. And this is the simple settings here. And for this one, which I marked as highly confidential, here you can see that I apply the encryption here and assign permission. Now I have selected it and let the user can access the content expiry. You can also set up that when the content will expire and who will have offline access. I'm disabling the offline access, that no one can access the document offline. And here at the bottom, we can also define that which users will have the access. Like authenticated users, it means that also the guest users will have the only have the read access on the view access. And I also have defined some of the users here, that Adley will be the reviewer of the reviewer, and Alex as a co-owner. And here are the different permissions which are here, and I can show you the permissions here for different users. Like owner having full permissions, reviewer having limited permissions, and similarly for the viewer only can view the document. So these are the policies which we can define at the sensitivity level. And now how, and you can also define the security groups here, or domains which are allowed here. And from the sensitivity from this page, you can after creating the sensitivity levels, you can publish those labels. I already have created published the sensitivity labels. So now how you are going to apply these ones? If you remember that I already shown you that there are some limitations that which I will also tell you that when I create a team set from here, I have option to select the sensitivity level. You can you have seen from here. But if you are going to create a team set from team admin center, you will not have that option. Okay, so there are some limitations on which Microsoft is already working, and they will be providing these options on all the locations. And similarly, if you go to the SharePoint Admin Center, and I will show you the sites here which we just have created for the teams which we have created and their sites. You will see that sensitivity label is applied for those teams. So this is one of the team, and I can show you here. You can see the sensitivity level applied here. And now I'm going to because we have not have much time here. I'm going to the documents section to one of the things we have created. How we can apply documents on sensitivity on the documents here. For example, I'm going to this one. And I have opened the document on browser, and you will see that sensitivity option showing up here. So I'm just selecting the confidential here. We can also do configure the organization in a way that auto labeling will be applied. And I'm just closing this document. Now, if I go to Adley, and open this document. On this one, I have applied a watermark and also some text on the footer. So here it's showing me the sensitivity label, and if I click, try to print this one. Let's see what will be the output. You can see that it's shown the watermark on the page and also showing some text on the footer. And similarly, if I go back to the second document and change that to the sensitivity level to highly confidential, then see what will be the difference here. Meanwhile, you have any questions, you can post it on so that I will start answering you. And now I'm checking this one with again with Alex, so that we'll check that if she having the access to this that highly confidential document. Sorry, Adley. Adley is part of the same tenant, so organization. So she should be having the required access to view the document. She having the access, and I think I selected the wrong document. So, and if I go to now to guest account, and you can see the guests can view the documents, but when I try to view the highly secure document from guests, I will get an error message. So here you can see that, and it's not giving me the relevant message, which should be like that. What type of error is that? So I will go back and try to open it in SharePoint. But I will just show you that the user can still see the second document because that was not highly secure. So here, if I try to open this document, the message will be a bit different because it's showing that the document is protected by a rights management service and such as your information system. And if the user try to save the document on local machine and try to access it again, it will be in the output will be totally different. So this is about the how we apply sensitivity labels on Microsoft Teams and on especially on Tenant level, that how things work within SharePoint, and because we can also apply this on a SharePoint site only and even in Teams only or on the content only. That's all. So now I'm open for questions. If you have any questions, you can ask. I can see one that can we enable one-time passcode for guests on Teams? How it's supposed to work? Actually, passcode thing could be configured from the admin center because I'm not. I'm someone from the consultancy side of SharePoint and implementing SharePoint side. So anyone who is managing the Active Directory can guide you better on that one. That how to configure one-time passcode on that one. But I think these are options available on your user profile services or not user profile service on the user section or on the Azure AD. That how you can enable two-factor authentication or how you can manage those policies. Because authentication is done from that side, Teams only is showing the users who are taking camp after authentication. Any other questions?